Look at us, we're live. Hi folks, I'm Thibaut. Today I'm gonna take you through a quick accessibility testing session, testing in particular two libraries that are candidates for use in Wagtail CMS. So I'll dive right in. Currently Wagtail is using the Tagit library, and we have lots of reasons to want to move away from it. We're using it for our image tagging in particular. This is the CMS UI with tags field at the bottom of the form. And the reasons why we want to move away from it, there's accessibility issues with it as it stands right now. It's under maintained. I think just our implementation of it is also very outdated. There's a few nice to have things in it that aren't so well handled. So today I thought I'd do a bit of testing of the library as it is right now, Tagit, and then switch to testing one of the alternatives, which is the Tagify library. Tagify, I don't know much about it, but it's recommended as the go-to by the Tagit maintainer. So that's where we got to it. So yeah, let's dive right in. I'm going to do my testing in Google Chrome with manual QA tools, and then probably do a bit of screen reader testing in VoiceOver in my macOS Safari with the VoiceOver screen reader. And I want to start by inspecting this markup. So with tags inputs like this, I think what's really important is understanding exactly which elements are used, both for the existing tags management and also to insert new tags. So here I see we're looking at a list with links for the delete buttons. Definitely not super correct, but I guess we can entertain that a bit maybe. I don't see anything that looks like an input element in there to type text for new tags. I wonder how, yeah, okay, it is there. So it's just hiding inside one of the list items. Yeah, bit puzzling, this list setup to me, but I guess maybe there's reasons. Doing a bit of tabbing back and forth, I note that the links to delete the tags aren't receiving the keyboard focus. Yeah, that's because those links don't have an href attribute, so they're technically just anchor tags that will never be focusable. So clearly there's lots of issues there. Even if you were able to focus those things, since the text for the tags isn't inside the elements, you still won't be able to understand what tag you're on. Tagging inputs, I think also there's a drop down there for sites with existing tags libraries. I don't have that here, so I'll keep that out of my testing. But maybe we can see quickly what happens when I type a tag name, press enter. Yeah, but yeah, looking at keyboard support, definitely I don't see any way to interact with existing tags. Maybe if I did backspace, it would allow me to delete them in sequence. Yeah, okay, at least that happens, but that feels like it's just not granular enough compared to what interaction you can have with the mouse. While we're on this, I'll do a few other checks. I quite like usually to look at the forced colors version of this UI. Use my developer tools to check that quickly. Forced colors. Okay, not perfect, but at least you can tell what the tags are. It's not just a background color like it seems without this in place. There's someone that added a border around it in this UI. All right, let's check quickly with screen reader. So here I'm on macOS, so I'm using VoiceOver on Safari. I'll move over the VoiceOver.
Edit tab, landscape. Edit tag. Heading.
output visualizer and move straight to that element.
Group. Heading. Toggle breadcrumbs. Expand. No search result. In text. No search. No search result. Link.
Let's use the route.
Current page. Link. Links. Application. Headings menu. Links menu. Headings 2. Focal point. Optional. Links menu. URL generator. Link. Image. Multi-word. Landscape. Tags. Root. Collect tags.
Okay. Tags. The fields label.
Landscape. Nature. Insertion at beginning of text. Tags. Edit text. You are currently on.
Okay. It's not necessarily super clear which of these are the tags, whether it's one tag or two tags.
Landscape. You are currently on a selectable tag. Nature. You are edit text. Blank. You are currently on a text field.
And there's no semantic association between the field label and this new tag input. And the help text is displayed below the field and isn't semantically associated either. Otherwise, it would be said by
edit text. Blank. You are currently on a text field. To enter text in this field, type.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be mentioned by VoiceOver at this point. So yeah, clearly not good enough. Let's try Tagify.
VoiceOver off.
So for Tagify, I'm using their online demos, and they have a bunch of them. And I think just in the interest of time, I'll only check the very first one, which seems like a very similar setup to what I had in Wagtail. I'll just move to the full page version of that, get it opened in Safari as well, so we have the exact same UI in both cases. And we'll again look at the markup briefly just to understand how it's put together. I understand this library is pretty customizable, so that's not necessarily to say that this demo can't be changed in this or that way, can't be improved, but it's useful to see the implementation. So you can see lots of custom elements, and I see that the input area is a content editable. Gives me a bit of pause. I'm not quite sure why you need that. Maybe they have versions of this where there's text and tags mixed or something like that. And lots of custom elements for the existing tags, which isn't necessarily a big deal, but this X element, normally custom elements, you're meant to have a dash in them. I'm surprised that this would just work. Or is there a tag element in HTML that I just don't know about? What does the accessibility panel say? Role generic. Okay. And if I look at the full tree, generic focusable button. Okay, there is a button. I guess it's because of the role. Yeah. Text box. Okay, so clearly in my mind, this is better than before, as in we don't have a list. That didn't really make much sense to me, but screen readers are quite good at discarding list markup when the lists aren't even visually styled as lists anyway. But clearly there's like way more area than I think is warranted. At least there's a label for the buttons. We'll see if the screen reader picks that up. Yeah, so it seems more complex than warranted to me, but I guess maybe there's reasons that I don't understand. Let's see the keyboard interaction. So I'll just tap through quickly. Okay. So here as well, the tabbing skipped straight through the existing tags, which isn't necessarily yeah, I'm using the arrow keys now, and I don't see a way to go back to those tags. So that's a bit concerning. It seems like just like the previous library, the only way to remove existing tags with the keyboard is to remove them sequentially from the right side to the left side, which, you know, definitely works. But I feel like I'd expect if my image had lots of tags, which I don't think is that uncommon, to be able to delete only the ones on the left without having to recreate the ones on the right. So yeah, don't know if that kind of thing is configurable, but really it should just work out of the box always. But maybe with a screen reader it works better. I will do a quick fast colors checks here as well. Oh, okay, that's so this one's a bit more of a bummer. I definitely feel like each of those tag items should have a border. Something like that around all of the items to make it clear they are individually interactive elements. It shouldn't take too much work. That delete target as well could be way bigger. Yeah, 14 by 14, that's just not enough. 24 by 24 is like the bare minimum I'd consider these days for click targets. Yeah, interesting that there is so much space left around the tags. Just trying to figure out if it would move the focus inside the field or no. Doesn't seem to, which is interesting. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, it kind of does, but doesn't. It's inconsistent with where the focus is placed. Screen reader testing. So, same UI, voiceover.
Web content. Link, head, end of, link, MongoDB, close ad, but, end, frame 0, show original input, link, tag 1, group.
Okay, we're inside the frame now. Here, bit of a bummer that their demo doesn't have label on the field, because then we can't test the semantic association with a label, how it would work, which feels like it's a pretty important aspect of having a tag field.
Link, tag 1, group.
So at least this time, the whole tag is announced as a group. I think that makes more sense to me than the selectable text announcement from the previous implementation.
Edit text, blank, main.
Okay, I don't really get why we moved from tag 1 to edit text. I feel like I'd have expected to go to tag 2 first.
Comma left brace value, tag 1 right brace, left brace value, tag 2 right.
Okay, I'm guessing this is the
content list, web content,
input.
Edit text, and tag 2, end of, tag, end of, tag 2.
Oh, that's a very strange looping here.
And tag, edit text, end of, tag.
There must be some keyboard management there, because
tag, end of, tag 2, out of frame 0.
Yeah, that's surprising. I don't know exactly the markup of this demo, what it's like outside of the tagging, but I'm a bit surprised that there wouldn't be a grouping around the whole tag input, that you go straight from a tag group to the parent of the whole thing without having like a taggable fields level group.
End link, close ad, but, end frame 0. In frame 0. Link, edit text, blank, main. Comma edit text, blank. UTAG 3. Tag 3, you are currently on a text field, inside of a frame.
Yeah, so you hear the usual keyboard interactions work, but if you're a screen reader user, I don't really know how you'd be aware, if you're completely blind, that you can use those. So that doesn't strike me as particularly acceptable.
End of, tag 3, group, tag 3, edit text, end of, tag 3, edit text, end of, tag 3, group. You are currently.
For some reason, I can't access the previous tags, and also confused that I can't access the delete button, because it did have area label, right?
Group, Chrome.
Yeah, remove tag.
Remove tag, level.
I'm guessing it's the tab index -1.
Less than a quotation mark. Remove tag, Safari. Web.
That is questionable implementation.
Tag through. Edit text. Blank.
Okay.
Voiceover off.
Yeah, I think the TLDR for me is definitely our current setup in Wagtail Wave Tagit isn't acceptable, but the Tagify version isn't that much better. The markup is slightly more semantic, but I really struggle to go through all of the tags with the screen reader, which I do have the benefit of, having good eyesight. So it feels like I ought to see what I could do from tag to tag, and even then I can't figure it out. So it's not giving me good confidence that we could use this library. And yeah, I think I'll leave the testing there, see if I can find on the Tagify repository if some of those things might have already been reported. And yeah, if so, add more information to those threads. And probably actually move on to a different library yet again, because this is just not gonna work for Wagtail. I get the feeling we might be better off having a much simpler tagging library, perhaps where there is a clear separation between the tags, the existing tags, and the input. And I think what makes me hesitant is just like the degree to which you might want fancier keyboard management for those things. If you had like 10 tags, it'd be quite annoying to have to tab through all of them. Let's check out what the authoring practices guide say, if there's any pattern for tags. I don't see anything in here that looks like tags to me, so I think I'd probably take inspiration from the tabs or checkboxes patterns as far as keyboard interaction, avoiding the tabbing through each and every one of the items. Not checkboxes, radios. But yeah, more work needed, sadly.